Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm coming to you all with a Bambi update, and I don't know if some of you are going to be expecting this. Some of you probably will. You know, the trolls out there who say that Bambi's too much and she was not the right horse for me. And then you've got the people who are constantly being so supportive, saying keep going. But we have decided to move Bambi on after owning us from a 6-month-old to a rising 5-year-old. It was a very, very hard decision after putting so much time and energy and effort into her for the last 12 months. While she was on school and livery with Brian, we had several chats about what my long-term goals are with her, what I wanted to achieve, what was the reason for me having horses. And with a full-time job, a baby, and we have now rehomed a Cocker Spaniel who is here. So that is Jude. She's a 10-month-old Cocker Spaniel. We've rehomed her, so between her work, the two boys are home. I mean, she's not really got anything to do with this because she's only just come about, but you know, my reason for having horses is to enjoy them. With having a family and other horses and a job, it's just producing a horse that is challenging like Bambi is soul destroying when you physically can't give them everything that you need to be able to give them to make them the best. And whilst I was getting out to like a flat work lesson and a jump lesson a week, and I was like trying to school in the middle, and she was getting days off, she was getting groundwork, it wasn't enough. She needed consistent schooling, which is why she stayed with Brian on school and livery. So after many conversations and obviously the long term, my goal is to event, and that was my plan when I bought Kipper. And when I was looking for her, that obviously isn't what I bought. And I bought a show jumper. She couldn't go very well on the flat. She was tense. It took me a long time to even get her going well on the flat, like well enough to be able to get out and do a dressage test, which I never ever thought we'd do. And then obviously I was pregnant, so then I had to sell her because she needed to be in a competitive environment. Like, that was her job. She knew jumping and that was what she needed to do. Thankfully I was given the opportunity to buy her back, but as obviously many of you will know, we did lose her in the September, so I felt like that snatched my opportunity of eventing last season and this season. So then I was putting so much pressure on getting Bambi to the level she needed to be at to event, and she isn't there yet. She's not that kind of horse that you can rush. And after the conversation with Brian, he was like, look, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think she's the horse that is going to event. I think she needs to be in a single discipline, so either dressage or jumping, where that's like her main focus. And I obviously took that advice very honestly, because I really appreciated that. And sometimes you just need someone to say you've done everything you can, and you've got to put like your own happiness and your own goals before her, because she's never going to be that horse no matter how much I plow the energy, the time, the money into her. Like, I haven't got money to just keep throwing away. And you know, every time I go and get help, or every time she goes on school and livery, or wherever she goes, it's just money after money after money. And it was becoming to the point where I wasn't enjoying it. I love producing I love producing young ones. I've never had the money to buy like one of these big top competition horses. My first pony, I used to say he was dead naughty, but really I was 12, so I probably just couldn't ride. But then the horse that I bought when I sold him was a lightly backed 3-year-old, and I had him for 5 years. He was like competitively jumping, and then it just got to the point where I wanted more from him than he could give me. So that was why I sold him, and then I obviously bought Kipper, wanting an event. I bought a show jumper, and obviously I had Bambi when I bought me bought Dexter, which was the horse that I sold on to buy Kipper. So she was always in the background waiting to be produced, and my head for years has always been, she's going to be the one. She's going to be that horse that I can finally get out on an event. And unfortunately, it just hasn't worked out that way. There's so many people out there who are going to be like, I told you couldn't do it. And it's not even about the fact like I can't do it. I don't want to do it anymore. It's not enjoyable. And as talented as she is, I don't have the confidence for this anymore. Like, I'm going to end up absolutely, not battered and bruised, but like my confidence is going to be rock bottom. My confidence is going to be battered and bruised to the point where I'm going to give up, and I don't want to give up. So she's gone to a lovely girl. She's gone to a vet who is going to solely concentrate on BS. And thanks to Brian, Bambi is jumping incredible. Like, she's jumping around a course with fillers, you name it. So she's definitely got the potential, and we've been completely open and honest about her quirks, the way she is. And the girl has took all that in her stride. She's settled in well. And I owe it to Brian for getting her to where he got her to, because he'd give her that consistent 7 days a week work. And it wasn't until she'd worked well that she got a day off. And some people won't agree with that, but he had to do what he had to do work-wise to get her to go, oh, this is okay, and to get her to give. And she did. And, you know, I could have brought her home, but it wasn't what I wanted. And as much as I love her and I'm going to miss her, it was the right time to find her the best home she could possibly go to. So I am going to be hunting for a new horse. I don't know when. I don't know how soon. Obviously something a bit older that hopefully by like sort of maybe the mid-end of season that I could get out onto a couple of events on. Obviously we have still got Buddy, and he will be broken. Brian is going to break him for me, and then a decision will be made about him further down the line when I have hopefully got a new horse, and you know, I've gained all that confidence hopefully. And it all just depends on Buddy's temperament and how he takes to being broken, how he takes to ridden work. If he is this super chilled horse that he actually is being now, he won't be going anywhere. But I will be working very closely with Brian to get him going. I'm not prepared to do it on my own. I will be leaving him at Brian's until he is more than ready to just enjoy life. But there's no decisions to be made about him yet. So he's not going anywhere. So the trolls will continue saying he's too much too. But yeah, the hunt for a new horse begins. She's happy. Bambi's settled. And that was the main goal of selling her, to be in a good home where they both get each other. And I can kind of just take a break and just think about what I want. You know, go and view some horses and really figure out what I want, because I'm not rushing into buying one like I did with Kipper. As much as I loved Kipper and she was my absolute heart horse, I didn't buy what I wanted because I just fell in love with it, and I can't do that again. If I want to event, then I don't mind putting work into something. I don't mind something green, but providing it's very trainable and it's got the natural ability to just go out and just enjoy, like the cross country, enjoy the 3 phases. So yeah, stay tuned. There'll be some more videos coming soon with obviously some new updates, some maybe a new arrival. I don't know when, but thank you all for watching. Thank you all for the continued support with Bambi, because without all the, you know, the nice comments on here, sometimes I probably couldn't have picked myself up, because there was some rough days. And you know, looking back at some of the YouTube videos and the comments of some of you are just, they're heartwarming, and I do owe you all a massive appreciation for keeping me taken over and keeping supporting me even when times have been hard. But here is to hopefully a positive year, some big changes that needed to happen. So thank you all for sticking around and watching, and hopefully there'll be a new video all out for you soon.